think there's no doubt that we have failed women in crisis pregnancies in the past. Do you know, women very often were left feeling that they had no choice. They were being pressurised by parents, by non-supportive partners, by society's expectations of them, and a lot of women actually don't have good choices around this whole subject. My name's McCloskey. I live and work as a GP here in Derry. For those of us who say we are pro-life, to suppose give example in showing that there is another way, that choice, a woman's choice, doesn't necessarily put her well-being against that of her child or against her maternity, against her motherhood, that there is another way of supporting both lives. And as a society, there's no point in being pro-life unless we're going to look after women in crisis instead of sort of criticising them and abusing them. And thankfully, I think a lot of that has gone. The sort of historical shaming of women is a thing of the past, and I think that's a very good thing. Abortion does women a great disservice. It pits the mother against her child and sort of says that woman's progress can only be through bringing about the end of your unborn child's life, and that can't be correct. Make no mistake, the extreme militant pro-aborts in our society aren't going to stop until we have abortion for any reason, until the day that child is born. So that you can't have a little bit. We know you can't have a little bit of this. Either the unborn child from the moment of conception has full rights as of any other person, or it has none. One of my patients, a girl called Joanne, she allows me to use her story. Very early in the pregnancy, she was told that there was a problem, and they discovered that the child had really complex morbidities and probably wasn't going to live. And in fact, it transpired she had one of the trisomies, which tends not to be compatible with long life outside the womb. She died very peacefully at home. She had good medical and nursing support. She was Mary Rose Gia, and we were privileged to care for her in her own home with, wait for it, 4 brothers under the age of 5 in the same sitting room as her. She was being tube fed and that. The consultant from the hospital visited on request. She had all of our mobile phone numbers, and the neighbours could not have done enough. She had some sort of special equipment around to monitor her heart rate and her oxygen and that. She had to put that inside the lads' playpen so that whenever they were playing football, they were less likely to knock her over or something, you know. So she was a part of that family for her short wee life. Joanne was telling me that whenever it was sort of like visiting time, that people were queued up to come in because they said this is the only opportunity we're ever going to have of nursing someone we know is going to be an angel shortly. And you know, that's how people regarded it. And as I say, it's not in any way to minimise what the parents went through, but just that they had the courage and the respect for life that meant that they could see it through. And Mary Rose lived for 5 weeks with the boys playing football around her, and was very much loved and a member of the family. They can look back, they have their memories, they have the handprints, they have the photographs, and she left behind her, she was loved and left behind her a change in that small community. So the oldest wee boy was 5 then, he's 7 now, he's doing his spellings at school, and he was doing the word sister. And he said, yeah, I had a sister, but she went to live with God now. There's a different set of values that people can live their lives by, and that children's value is just because they're there, not because of what they can do for us. These are not commodities, and human rights and human dignity come from our active being, not because of what we can do for other people. You know, people are an end in themselves. They don't have to serve somebody else's requirements. And I remember the mum coming in and saying to me in the surgery, even if the only life this child has is the life she has today inside of me, that's the life I'm going to give her. And I just thought, what courage, you know? And she did that to the last minute of that child's existence.